Hello everyone, and in this lecture we are going to discuss tuples and sets. So in the earlier video we discussed about lists, right? So if you remember, lists are represented with the square brackets. They are indexed. We can change them, and they are ordered. So these were the characteristics of list, right? And we also learned about how to access items through a list, how to perform some operations over a list, right? But in this video, we are going to talk about tuple and set. So first, we'll talk about tuple. So what is a tuple? Tuple is basically represented with the circular brackets or the round brackets, okay? Apart from list, it is represented with the circular brackets. These are ordered, these are unchangeable. Okay, this is the difference here. Okay, unchangeable, we cannot change once assigned. Okay, these are ordered, these are unchangeable, as well as these are indexed. Okay, so these are the characteristics of tuples that we represent tuples with the round brackets. They are ordered, unchangeable, and indexed. So how do we create a tuple? That's pretty easy. Just like list, create a variable, let's say a, and just equals to sign, and with the round brackets we'll say 1 2 3 4 5, like this. Okay, and if we run this and we'll say type of a, this is going to print tuple. So this is a tuple over here. There is one more way to create a tuple. So simply create a variable, let's say b, and assign multiple values without any brackets. So for example, let's say hi 2 3 10.5, and if I run this, it runs. And if I write print, sorry, if I write type of b, so it says this is a tuple. And if I print b, what is the output? Let's see. Print b, the output is a tuple. So basically, when you assign multiple values to a variable, by default it will create a tuple. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with the definition of tuple. Now we just created tuple. Right now there is the thing that they are indexed as well. So let's see. I'll create a tuple, new tuple for you guys. A is equals to, let's say, 10, 12, 14, and 16. There are four values in my tuple a, and if I say a of 0, this is the way to represent the index values. Okay, so a of 0 is equals to 10. But let's say there is a list. There is a list, the same list, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Okay, we have the same list. Okay, and if I write b of 0, the answer will be same, 10, right? But what if I write a of 0 is equals to 100? It says tuple object does not support item assignment. But in the list, if I do the same thing, it will work. Why? Because we can change a list. Lists are changeable, lists are mutable. But while on the other hand, tuples are unchangeable or unmutable. Immutable, sorry. Tuples are unchangeable or immutable. We cannot assign a value. Once defined, it will always remain the same. We cannot change it, but in the lists we can change it. And if you see the output of b, the 10 is replaced with 100. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with the unchangeable thing, that why tuples are considered to be unchangeable. Now we'll talk about the indexing part. Okay, so I'll run this again, and if I say a of, let's say, 2, the output is going to be 14, right? Why? 0, 1, and 2. This is how indexing works. So that's why output is 14. What if I say, let's say, 0 to 2, what will be the output? Start from 0 until second index. So 0, 1, and 2. But 2 will not be included. Last index is not included, right? So the output should be 10 and 12 only. So let's see if it works or not. Yeah, it works, right? So this is how splicing works similarly in the strings, lists, and the tuples. Okay. Now, we got to know that how to access elements of tuples and how to perform operations. Now, there is one more fact about tuples. Let's say I have a tuple a is equals to, and let's say, apple, banana, and let's say strawberry. Okay, and let's name it as fruits instead of a. So I have a tuple which is called as fruits, apple, banana, strawberry, and if I want to access each element and store it in a different element, let's say fruit 1, fruit 2, fruit 3, I'll simply write fruit. and let's see what happens. Okay, so it's fruits. I'm really sorry. Okay, it did work. What I just did, I created three variables, fruit 1, fruit 2, fruit 3, and assigned the value fruits to those three variables. Let's say, what if I print fruit 1? What if I print fruit 1? What will happen? The answer is apple. So this method or this thing is called as unpacking. This is unpacking of tuples. We can always unpack the values of tuples into multiple values like this. But what if I remove this fruit 3? What will happen at that point? This will give error that too many values to unpack, because the thing is there are three values in fruits, right? And we have given only two variables. So it will not work. It will work only when you give the same number of variables for the same number of values. So I hope you guys are clear with this thing, the unpacking thing. Okay. So if we run this thing, fruit 1 will get apple, fruit 2 will get banana, and fruit 3 will get the strawberry. Okay. So this is the basic definition of tuples. Now we'll talk about the methods available on tuple. So we'll just simply write dir function of tuple, and if I run this, as you can see, there are only two methods available on tuples, which is count and index. There are not so many methods available on tuples. The reason is they are unchangeable. That is why we cannot perform multiple operations. So let's say here fruits. Okay, we'll just keep the fruits, and I say fruits dot count, let's say apple, fruits dot count apple. It says there is only one apple, but what if I copy apple and paste it like this and add a comma over here as well. I run this. Now the apples count is increased to 3. Then there is another method which is called as index, fruits dot index of, let's say, banana. And what if I run this? It says 3. The reason is 0, 1, 2, and 3. The output, the index of banana is 3. But what if I write apple? There are three apples, right? Which one should be retrieved, or which one should we get? The answer is the first one it gets. Okay, so the first one is 0. So it returns as the first one. So I hope you guys are clear with this thing, that the methods available on tuples and what are they, changeable, their unchangeable, their index, their order, and everything. You guys might be wondering why are we saying ordered every time, but I'm not teaching you what this ordered means. I will teach this in sets. So let's study about sets in this same video. Let's say sets. So what is a set? Set is basically represented with the curly brackets. Set is represented with the curly brackets. This is unordered, unindexed, unchangeable. These are unordered, unindexed, and unchangeable. And why do we have the have set? So let's say we have a set x is equals to 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Okay, and if I run this thing and I'll write type of x, the output is set. So this is a set. But what if I write x of 0? What if I write x of 0? So if I write this thing, it says set object is not subscriptable, which means they are unindexed. They are unindexed. And what if I type print x? What if I type print x? It says 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll give you another example. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I will add some random values like apple, 2, 3, 4, 45, banana, cow, like these. Okay, so these are the values. And if I write print x, now you can see the values inside the x are unordered. I gave it like apple 2, 3, 45, banana, cow. Now they are 2, 3, 45, cow, apple, banana. They are not ordered anymore, right? So this is how tuples are. Tuples are unordered. It is not mandatory that the values you give, the val in the order of values you give will always remain same. No, it won't. It may change. Okay, so that's why they are unordered. But the thing is, they are unchangeable. Means once a value is assigned, you cannot change it or remove it or add something to it. Okay, so you cannot change it. Only the order will change. Like the 3 will come at the forward, the 3 will come at the backward position, but you cannot change 3 to 45 or 3 to 30, 36, something else. No, you cannot do that. So that is why we have sets. Okay, now we'll just write dir of set, And you can see there are multiple options available on the sets. Now I'll give you this as homework because I've already taught you how to perform operations on different collection types like lists and this tuples as well. And in the string video, also I taught you like how to perform these operations using these methods. So I hope you will be able to do this because these are some complex methods which I want you to practice by yourself. Okay. So some of the methods are already we've studied about them already, like pop, remove, okay, clear, copy, add. These were the methods we already studied in the list, so they will work exactly the same. But there are some other like intersection which you have studied in the mathematics. They're like is disjoint, is subset, is superset, okay, symmetric difference update, union, okay. So these are the methods I want you to try. Just Google the methods and you will get the definitions. No worries at all because Google is our best friend while coding. So no worries at all Googling your questions. So if you are still stuck, just comment down in the video and I'll help you out. Thank you everyone.